Have you downloaded Ibotta yet? That's I-B-O-T-T-A. It's my favorite app to get cash back on everyday purchases, and they're today's sponsor. You unlock rebates, you shop, you get cash back on things like groceries, clothing, even if you're into them, beer and wine. Download it today and use the code STORIES and instantly receive a $10 welcome bonus when you redeem your first rebate in the app for cash back every time you shop. Ibotta. You got Ibotta. Everybody say it with me. Ibotta. Hello, everybody. Currently standing atop a windy hill. This is Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People, a.k.a. Beautiful Anonymous. One phone call, 1 hour, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Here's what you're about to hear is a very good-natured and sweet young lady who's dealing with a situation that is really very difficult in an honest way. So I just want to be upfront. This one is hard. It's tough. It's tough. Makes you think about your own life, makes you think about situations that we should all be maybe a little more grateful for in our own lives. But she had such a good sense of humor and was so kind and really takes after her mother in some beautiful ways, and also told me about the weirdest scavenger hunt I ever heard of. So stay tuned, listen to that, support this caller, and I think everybody who listens to this call will take a step back and just have a little more to think about. Caller, thank you so much.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
This is so weird. I've tried before and I've never actually gotten through.
Well, you fucking nailed it this time.
Sweet.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting the day started. This is the first big thing I've done today. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah.
I was kind of. Is it okay if I just jump into anything, or should we do?
You let me know.
Small talk or anything?
Hey, that's up to. I just sit here for an hour and then you go away, and I just wonder forever what happened to you. Outside of that, you tell me.
Okay. I was wondering if I could talk to you about my mom.
Yeah.
She is in her mid-50s, and she got diagnosed a few years ago with early onset Alzheimer's.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty, but I don't know. She hasn't been doing as great lately, and it's really scaring me a lot.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't have any experience with it personally, but I watched that Julianne Moore movie, and it was chilling. It was like really scary.
Oh, the Still Alice one?
Yeah, oh my God. That's
I can't.
That's rough. You ever see a movie where you don't quite know what it is getting into it, where you're like, oh, Julianne Moore is always good. I guess I'll go see this Julianne Moore movie. And then by the end, you're like, why did I do this?
You're like emotionally traumatized.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I can't make myself watch it.
Oh, don't. I would recommend don't.
Yeah.
So what do you want to say about the situation? Like, how are you handling it? What are you seeing? What do you want to let me know about it?
Well, it's kind of sad because she really isn't, like, I hate thinking about it, but she isn't going to be there for the majority of, like, things that you'd expect a mom to be there for. And I don't really remember the last time she's said my name. I don't know if she knows who I am when I go visit her. And a lot of the people who I try to talk to about it don't understand it because they're not in the same age group I am, and neither is the person that might have Alzheimer's in their family.
How old are you, can I ask?
I'm 25.
25, wow. Yeah.
And she started showing signs during my senior year of high school.
Wow. So you're gonna be the one telling other people what this was like. You got nobody to tell you what it's like. You're gonna be the one setting the bar that way. Wow. So what?
Like my oh, what? Sorry.
No, you go.
Like my brother is younger than me, and my dad found out about a support group for younger people whose parents have Alzheimer's. And we were like, that would be great. We should go check it out and talk to people. And all the people were in their like mid 40s themselves. And I guess they had issues, but none of them were like, my mom's not going to remember my high school graduation.
Yeah. Wow. So you go to a support group specifically for young people dealing with this, and everyone there is roughly twice your age.
Yeah, so we only went once.
Yeah, I would imagine. There's not many social contexts where you want to be a person in your early 20s exclusively among people in their mid to late 40s. It's not too many situations where that's the most socially comfortable. Wow, well, I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
that sounds brutal. I'm sorry.
Oh, thanks.
What types of
things? I don't know. It's just.
What did you notice?
Well, it was small things at first. Like she would come downstairs and ask if we had lunch money for the day for school, and it would be like the fourth or fifth time she'd come down to ask us that in like a 10-minute period.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then we talk about like trips. Like I went to San Diego with one of my friends to go to Comic-Con a few years ago, and I was telling her about it, and she was like, what trip are you talking about? Like I was like, I'm really excited to go on the trip. And she's like, what trip? That I had been talking about for like months before that.
So you knew something serious was going on pretty quick.
Yeah, it was sort of one of those like in the back of your mind, but you're like, no, it can't be that. She's too young. Like that's impossible. She can't have that. It must just be something else. And then the more tests that she had done and different things like that, and we found that it became official. And I found out when I was in the middle of working on a group project my sophomore year of college.
Wow. So where are things at now? How are you doing? How's she doing?
It's been a little bit, it's been sort of hard for me to wake up and like go to work and pretend everything's normal lately. Because she has started sleeping a lot. Like she sleeps for most of the day, and she fell a while ago. Like she was sitting in a chair and she just like fell asleep and fell forward and got like a bloody nose and stuff. And so she can't walk by herself anymore. And sometimes she can feed herself. But but she can't really talk. She basically just makes sort of like gibberish noises most of the time.
Wow.
And so all of that like falling stuff and like her in a wheelchair and everything happened over the last couple weeks after, like, I don't want to say she's been fine, but like nothing has happened for the past year or so. Like it sort of became stagnant. And then over the course of a few weeks, it was just like, it kept hitting us with all these things that just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah. So you still live at home?
Yeah, I do.
Is part of living at home to stay and help manage this situation?
Yeah. Me and my brother are both living at home, and we've talked about it. We're scared to move out because we don't know how our dad is going to handle it.
Yeah.
Because our mom she's in a nursing home right now. She hasn't lived at our house in probably 3 or 4 years.
You said your mom is in her 50s, right?
What?
You said no, it's okay. The wind. You're outdoors somewhere where the wind is remarkable.
I'm outside.
That's okay. That's great. Yeah, no, but I heard that I don't know who you are or where you're from, but wherever it is, goddamn, is it windy?
I'm on top of a hill.
Of course you are. The perfect place to make an hour-long phone call that's being recorded on top of a windy hill. I want to encourage all future, any listeners who want to call in the future, please find a topographical location that lends itself to the most poor audio quality possible to call from there. I'm picking on you for laughs. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm walking down the hill.
No, please, because then you get to the bottom of the hill and I bet you get bad reception. You can stay where you are. Don't worry about it. But you said your mom is in her 50s, I think. Is your dad same age?
Yeah, he's 54. So he's like a year younger.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to say something, because it sounds like this thing came in and it hit fast and hard, and it's changed your whole life and your brother's whole life and your dad's whole life. And one thing I'll put out here right now is it sounds like you're a really strong person who's helping deal with this, and it's really affected your life choices, and you have to be strong and put a brave face on things. And if there's any venting you need to do, if there's anything where you need to drop the brave face for a while and just like... Did you go further up on the hill? Did you go higher on the hill?
No, I went lower.
You went lower. You walked into like a tornado. I don't know where you live. That's such a tempestuous environmental. No, there we go. Now we're fine. But I was saying, like, if we're
good. Okay.
If you need to vent or you need to like drop the brave face for a while and just get anything off your chest, like, I'm totally down. Feel free, or you don't have to. But I just want to put it out there. You don't have to be brave with me. I don't know who you are.
Could I vent? Would that be?
Yeah, I would imagine. I don't know how many opportunities you have to vent in life, but I would imagine there's some venting that needs to be done.
It fucking sucks so much. Oh, sorry, I'm crying already. I hate all of it. And I hate seeing my friends take their moms for granted. Like, I don't know. I see friends get in fights with moms and not, I don't know, just not... I don't know, just not take them as the caring people that I know they are. Like, I know not all moms are awesome, but a lot of them are, and a lot of my friends get mad at them for stupid shit and, like, don't want to talk to them anymore. And I'm like, I want my mom to say my name, and you're mad that she did something that you don't agree with that was ultimately for your best interest. And I don't know, like my mom did stuff to piss me off when she wasn't sick, but it's just different now, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I can't really get mad at them because they have no frame of reference, and like I don't really want people to like walk on eggshells around me, I guess. But so I usually I never say anything, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
To see that and know that I would love to have my mom talk to me, but I would love to have the option to get mad at her. But
Right.
I can't because it's basically like living with a little kid or interacting with a little kid now.
Because, I mean, if you were 17 when this started, that's like right at the tail end of like being a shitty teenager who fights with your parents all the time. Like that's...
Yeah, exactly.
And then you see that, and you must see people hanging on to that vibe. Like I'm sitting here right now trying to think of the times I've been worse to my mom, and I tell you, I'm not feeling good about it. And my mom and I are very close. I'm a notorious mama's boy. I remember one time I played. Where are you? Like I want to have this call, but
I'm outside.
I get the sense you're like fighting off the elements, and I don't want you putting yourself in physical danger with extreme wind.
I'm walking to a chair, and I will stay there, and hopefully the wind will stay away.
I remember I was once playing checkers with my mom, and she was winning, and she was talking a little shit, and I got real mad. I flipped the board over, and I tell you, I've never felt worse about that than I'm feeling right now.
No. Yeah, but you have every right to, like, be mad about something.
Yeah, I mean, she was really rubbing it in. She was crushing me at checkers.
My mom's mom, my grandma does that when we play Uno.
So you still see your grandma?
I do.
So that means you have the woman who raised your mom, you have the guy who married your mom, you have the children your mom birthed, and there's just this person in the middle of all that who's affecting everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like my grandma has said before, because she doesn't drive, and I was driving her home one day, and she said that she wished it was her that had Alzheimer's, and I was like, I don't want you to have it either, Grandma. Like, can nobody have it, please?
Wow, that's heartbreaking to hear your grandma say that.
Yeah, it's her daughter, so I can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We're going to, here's what I encourage. Let's everybody listen to our sponsors, and then let's everybody think about our loved ones, and then we'll be back with the call. I'm sure you're out there, you love books, you're a smart person, right? But you find you never have the time to read them. We've all been there. Well, Audible.com is the perfect solution. You get audiobooks, you listen to those books you've been meaning to read while you're on the go. You can do it at the gym, during your commute, anywhere you can think of. Audible.com provides over 250,000 titles from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, entertainers, magazine and newspaper publishers, and business information providers. Their app's free, works on iPhones, iPad, Android, Windows Phone. You can also download and listen on your Kindle Fire and over 500 MP3 players. And unlike a streaming or rental service with Audible, you own your books, so you can access your books anytime and anywhere right from your smartphone. And Audible.com has the Great Listen Guarantee. If you decide you don't like the book you chose, no worries. Exchange it. Get any book you aren't happy with for another title, anytime. There's no questions asked there. That's good customer service. And I think we all remember when we were young, you love reading. I used to love reading. And then you just run out of time. Real life gets in the way. Audible.com, they give you that time back. They help you through it, and you can get back to experiencing the world through books, which is a beautiful thing, and it's a shame when you lose touch with it. Just for our listeners, Audible.com is offering a free 30-day trial. Go to audible.com/CG today to start your free trial. Again, show your support for beautiful stories from anonymous people. Get a free 30-day trial at audible.com/CG, like Chris Gethard. That's me. We're back. Let's go ahead and hear from this very lovely young lady about her hardships, triumphs, and the wind. Do you remember, are there any like particularly egregious examples of your friends like sending you into a rage by taking their mothers for granted? Like, is there anything you've seen where you're just like, come on?
Not, I don't know. One of my friends is like, her mom is very overbearing. And so she snaps at her a lot and like gets frustrated with her. And I think she takes for granted everything that her mom does, but she's never really said like, oh, I hate my mom. Or like, she hasn't said anything that made me want to like flip a table or anything.
Yeah.
It's more of just an internal thing, I guess. And like, I watch a lot of like wedding shows on TLC, like when I'm bored, and people that bring in their moms and stuff like that can't do that anymore. Like, I can't watch those.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't really, and there are like other shows or movies where there are characters with it, and they might not understand why I don't want to watch it. And it'll be like, oh, come on, like, we'll just do this, da, da, da. And I sort of have to be more forceful with it without being outright, because they never really get the hint that this is the reason I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm more, I'm more mad about society's thoughts on it, I guess.
In what way? What's that mean?
I feel like such an asshole saying this, but like, because like every disease is so awful and I don't want anyone to get anything, but like, I hate that cancers and diseases that you can die from, and they're terrifying diseases, but you can survive them. And you can't. My mom's gonna die because of this. And there are walks and like there are fundraisers and stuff, but just seeing all the attention that other diseases get, it's so slanted. And like, I feel like such an asshole. I want everyone to get the support they need, but like, having other diseases isn't necessarily a death sentence. And it is for my mom, and it scares me and it makes me angry, and I don't know.
And I would imagine that's a weird place to find yourself. Like the first time you realize you're like getting like resentful of like the first time you're like, you know what, fuck diabetes. Like the first time you have that moment, you must feel really, I would imagine you must feel really bad. The first.
I do, because I have friends who are diabetic, so.
But so when you hear about like a walkathon, like for some specific disease, you're like, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna sit in a chair. Your walkathon, fuck your walkathon, and then you feel
basically, I'm gonna sit in the chair where there's no wind.
Yeah, sit in the chair
Mad at you people.
For once, I'm gonna go inside, stop the punishing, crushing wind. And I would also imagine too, it's like tough because those diseases, I think most things that you're thinking of too, like they don't, like they affect the person, and it's hard to see, and there's pain and there's trauma. But they also don't just take the person away as a precondition of that. Like someone with cancer, they suffer and there's nothing fun about it and there's nothing good about it. But also their personality is still, like, that's what people can take strength in. And it's like Alzheimer's strikes me, from what I know and what I've heard about it, as like one of the things that seems so crushing about it is like before, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it seems like before the physical side even gets bad, the person's gone kind of before you realize that you even need to be saying goodbye, which seems brutal, kind of unique to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's basically just like that. You lose them in pieces. Like before she was living in a nursing home, she stopped, like she thought my dad was going to hurt her. Like he was driving her home one night and she just like, she was totally fine. And then she just like snapped and was like, who are you? What are you doing? I'm going to call the police. And he was driving and she tried to get out of the car while he was driving.
She thought she was being kidnapped.
Her sister. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he had to call her sister to be like, hey, come calm her down, and make her feel better because she doesn't trust me and she thinks I'm a bad person. And that's definitely taken a toll on my dad.
Yeah, that's hard. That's like... hard is underselling what that is. That's like. Can I ask a tough one? Can I ask a couple tough questions? If not, no worries. Did you get a chance to have that goodbye conversation when you realized what was happening? Like, did you get a chance to kind of like put some stuff on the table with your mom when you realized you might not have too long a window to do that?
Not as much as I would have liked, I don't think. I sort of just added on to the, like, making sure I tell her I love her and giving her a hug and a kiss every time I see her. And, like, just sort of little things. But nothing like a big, like, soul emptying thing. I don't know if it was because I was too scared or, like, sometimes it might not seem worth it just because you know she's going to forget about it in like another hour.
Right. And does she still, do you ever have like, because it's, I mean, if she's in a home and it's gotten severe, I don't quite know how it works, so pardon my ignorance, but are there still moments where, do you have moments where there's flashes where she does know you, where you do get to talk to your mom still, or is that just a thing of the past?
She smiles sometimes. Like, she still laughs a lot, which is nice because a lot of the people in her home know that they have Alzheimer's. And so they're very upset and they're angry and, like, very mean to themselves and the nurses and their family. But my mom has, like, I guess it's sort of like a silver lining. Like, she's been very happy because she just thinks this is the way it's always been.
Wow.
Like, she doesn't know how she used to be or what she used to do or who she used to have. So it's more like she's sort of in like blissful ignorance, and we're the ones that are remembering everything that she was.
Wow. And what was that? Like who, I'd love to maybe, if it's not too hard, I'd love to maybe know, like when you say you remember who she was, like what are the things that what are the memories that?
She was a teacher. She taught like first to third grade kids with learning disabilities. She taught them like sign language and different skills for communication, basically.
Oh, so she was like a saint. She was like a saint who gave to the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was. And she was very no nonsense, I guess. Like, I remember when I got my first boyfriend in like my freshman year of high school, I was all excited, and like he was my first like serious boyfriend, and it's like you would tell your mom that because that's like a girl talk thing, I guess, or that's what I thought. And I went and I told her, and she was like, "Oh, well, like don't get too excited. You guys are gonna break up anyway."
Whoa! So she was a realist.
We did, but.
Were you resentful? Were you like, like when she was saying that, were you like 14 and you were like, no, I'm going to love this boy forever? And she was just like, you're definitely not. Don't get caught up in
like, I remember like in my head, I was just sort of like, what the fuck, Mom? Like, okay, well, like I probably won't be with him forever, but I'd like the time that I am to be a little bit supportive, I guess.
Yeah.
And so then when we actually did break up, she had that look where you're like, you can tell she wants to say, I told you so. But she's like, oh no, that's so sad.
So she kind of, she laid out the truth ahead of time and then the sympathy afterwards.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Like she was there when I needed someone to cry on, which was really all I could ask of her, even if she was a little tough in the beginning.
Wow.
But she was very, yeah, she just loved kids, and she loved working with kids, and basically it was like me and my brother had like 100 per year, like 100 other siblings that she worked with at school, and she would like put their pictures up on our fridge, and we'd be like, oh, who's that? And she'd be like, oh, that's so-and-so. He's my first grade like sign language kid, and he just graduated or whatever. And so she was very like, I feel so weird even just saying was, like she was very, but she's still alive. She was just very caring.
Yeah.
Even if sometimes she had like a tough exterior, but she wanted the best for everybody.
And also, it seems so, like that seems so kind of like karmically crazy to me that she was in special education, where I think it's probably fair to say that on some level she's helping people who have maybe trouble communicating with the world in a traditional way, figure out how to do so. And of all diseases for her to get is one that puts her in a position where she's unable to communicate. That seems really unfair.
Yeah, it sucks. And it's like sometimes people, like I've gone to therapists before and they're like, oh, can you still communicate with her? Like, does she know sign language? And like, does she still know it? And when I realized that she didn't, it was pretty awful. But
yeah, I'm going to say something, and I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings because I say it with love, but, you know, this podcast does have a reputation at times where it can take a direction where it's a bummer. And I think you have you've taken the crown. You've taken the crown on that. So congratulations.
Oh, God.
Don't you apologize.
So sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm saying it with love. Our audience, this podcast has caught on with an audience, and these are people who I think are loving. The sense I get from the audience of this podcast is they're people who are really empathetic across the board and full of love, and they enjoy the dark stuff. And I tell you, I feel like you've taken the crown. Congrats. And also, I would imagine.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for treating it like the honor that it is. And I would bet that over 50% of the people listening to this have already paused it and called their moms to tell them that they love them.
Oh, I hope so.
I know what I'm doing as soon as we hang up.
Well, I took a bow, just so you know.
Good. If I knew who you were, I'd try to send you an actual crown, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works around here. But this is really hard. What's your life like now outside of this? Can I ask? Because you are in your 20s, and this is something that's affecting everything. It's something that sounds like it's affecting everything. But do you have moments where you can kind of put it by the side? Do you have stretches where it's not on your mind? I'm going to pause it right there. We have sponsors. The sponsors help make this show happen. Conversations this rich and honest are very valued in my life, and I want to thank our sponsors for allowing me to build this platform. So let's give a good hard listen, and then we'll be back with more phone call. Guys, today's show is sponsored by Howl.fm, which is like Netflix, but for podcasts, and the entire archive of one of my favorite podcasts of all time, The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana. You can now get it exclusively on Howl Premium. You can discover or rediscover over 300 episodes of hilarious stories, special guest interviews, rare wrestling music, and more. And I will tell you, it is the best podcast. I just went back and listened to the Rowdy Roddy Piper two-parter, and Colt Cabana gets people talking. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan. It's just great conversations with people who live in a very specific world and lifestyle. Cannot recommend it. My buddy Colt, real true friend of mine, real kindred spirit. And if you love Colt Cabana, Howl Premium also gives you access to Pro Wrestling Fringe, a mini-series from Colt Cabana that you won't find anywhere else. With Howl Premium, you also get access to more than 150 hours of Howl original mini-series, including shows from Jermaine Clement, Flight of the Conchords, or Issa Rae, and over 100 comedy albums. New Howl original episodes and comedy albums are released every single week. If you haven't signed up for Howl yet, you can use code BEAUTIFUL when you check out on Howl.fm to get a month of Howl Premium for free. And after your full month of free trial, it's only $4.99 per month to get all this exclusive content on your iPhone, Android, and on the web. To redeem your promo code, make sure you create an account on the web at Howl.fm. Enter the code BEAUTIFUL at checkout. That's HOWL.FM. Use the promo code BEAUTIFUL for a 1-month free trial of Howl Premium. This caller really bringing the honesty in a very simple, real way. I'm psyched about it. I'm psyched to get back to this phone call, so let's do it. Do you have moments where you can kind of put it by the side? Do you have stretches where it's not on your mind?
Yeah, I think I can. Like, what am I doing? I do this. This is the first thing I'm thinking of just because it's soon, but I go to a lot of shows. Like, I'm going to see Flight of the Conchords in July.
Oh, nice.
With one of my best friends. And so we're excited for that. And, like, I do this thing. Have you ever heard of a scavenger hunt called Gishwez?
No, what are you talking about? Gishlev?
It stands for the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen.
Greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen. I'm trying to work out how to pronounce this. Gishlev?
Yeah, it's like Gishwhes.
Wow, good plug. Those guys are, whoever runs Gishlev, just gave him a good plug. So how's this work? It's a scavenger hunt?
Basically, it's for a week in August, and it's every year, and you're on a team of 15 people from all over the world. Like, this is going to be my 4th year doing it, and my first year we had people from Italy and Croatia and Poland and Finland, and then some of us over in the United States. I'm like trying to be discreet, but the general U.S. area.
I mean, I picked up that you were probably an American based on your...
Yeah. I don't know how much Anonymous is. Like, I've heard the episodes of you with, like, the guy from New Jersey and stuff, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's an arbitrary rule that I made up. And I think saying you live in America retains a basic level of anonymity. There are hundreds of millions of people who fit that description. So I think we're in the clear. I think we're in the clear, you and I.
Okay.
So you're randomly assigned to an international team.
Yep. And then you are given a list of over 100 items, and you try to complete as many as you can in that week. Wow.
And they have to make them really, really obscure or else everyone would just order them on the internet, right?
Yeah, like a lot of them, like one of my aunts gets mad because she's like, it's not a real scavenger hunt because it's like art projects too. Like one of the ones that I did was make a dress out of trash and wear it on public transportation. And you have to get a picture of yourself doing that. And that's the item.
Yeah.
And so it's actually really good for sort of shoving the real world out of my mind because it's just a week of insanity.
Yeah.
And
just putting yourself out there.
You don't sleep a lot, but you make people laugh and it's fun.
And do you know how the other teams are doing? Like, do you get a sense of other people's progress to keep yourself motivated?
Not really. Like, there are a lot of other teams that are like, they're the number one teams. And because the grand prize, if you get the most things completed, you go on a trip with the guy who created it, Misha Collins.
Who's this Willy Wonka? This guy sounds like a Willy Wonka. You were completing some big series of challenges for a chance to go hang out with this guy?
Basically, he takes you on a trip, like it's like this all expense paid trip to this like exotic location, or you can go hang out with him for the week.
Wow. How have you ever come close to winning?
What?
Have you ever come close to winning?
Oh, no, not at all. Like, I'm usually on the Just for Fun team. They're one of those teams. Like, there are teams that, like, I take the week off work because I tried to do it while working once, and it was horrible because your mind's on it the whole time. So it's my vacation week, essentially.
So you take a vacation into the absurdity of Gishwesh.
Yes.
Wow.
And lots of people, they like have applications for their teams, and like they ask what your availability is. Like, will you be available to Skype on a daily basis? How far are you willing to travel for different items? Like, what are your connections? And they take it. They're hardcore, and I admire them, but I could never be them.
So this is the type of thing where you wind up on Skype with some dude from Finland in the middle of the night talking about how do we so I gotta make a couple like stilts out of Campbell soup cans, and they have to be at least 15 feet high, and then I have to go use them to step over picket fence and get a picture of myself doing it. It's like crazy stuff like that.
actually sounds like it could be an item for this year's hunt.
And then what happens too? Are there certain things you have to do where it's like, well, this can only happen in Norway. So Finland guy, you got to get to Norway tomorrow. Is there like a lot of stuff like that?
Yep.
What's the farthest you've ever traveled for this gishwish?
For me, I went to New York.
You went to New York, which I presume is
there was an item
far from where you live.
It's about 4 hours.
Okay.
We had to go to Times Square and we had to wear a plain white shirt and bring Sharpies with us. And basically they rented out a screen in Times Square and told us the item, which was to get 30 tourists to sign your T-shirt.
And it's projecting
take a
on
picture
a screen
of you. And yep, Misha rented out one of the screens, and he basically made a quick video being like, "Hey guys, if you're here for Gishwas, this is what you need to do." And he had it for 4 days, and each day was a different task. And the one that I went to was to have tourists sign your shirt.
How did I miss this? I hang out in Times Square all the time. It's where all the New Yorkers
Did you see those
hang
people
out.
in... There were people in... Oh, yeah, I've heard. I have friends in New York that are nobody goes to Times Square.
Yeah, I'm kidding. You try to avoid it like the plague.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding with you. It sounds cool.
like the plague.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really fun. It's a nice little break from reality.
What else? What else do I need to know about
look forward to.
What else? So when your home life has some real hardships, you escape once a week into your mind in the world of art via this bizarre thing with a man named Misha who sounds like a billionaire with just time and money to just use. What else? What else do I need to know? You got a dating life, a romantic life? What's going on?
I'm open to it. I just got out of a relationship a little while ago. And he was not especially understanding about my situation.
Oh no, fuck this guy. What did this guy pull?
So I've sort of just been like, oh, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Oh wait, so you got this situation. It's like really tearing you up, and then you just have some unsympathetic dickhead man in your life. Is that what you're telling me?
I did, but we broke up.
Good. I hope did you break up with him?
Yeah.
Good. How'd that go? Did you like it? Did it feel good?
I did. It was really nice. It was therapeutic.
How'd you do it? You sound like the type of person who doesn't really go off on people. I try not to. I try to, I'm pretty quiet normally, which I think kind of caught him off guard because I kind of yelled at him. Oh, shit.
Like, he was not being very excellent because in the middle of all this shit going on with my mom, my Nana passed away.
Oh.
And...
Oh my! You just took the crown again. You just took the crown again. You doubled down on the crown.
Oh my God, no!
You got a double crown.
I can tell you happy stories about my mom if you want.
Well, yeah, sure.
But yeah, he basically was not very supportive, and I was like, "Fuck you!" Like, I don't need someone who's not supportive in my life right now. So I don't want you here. And I guess that was pretty much it.
And then what? He's like crawling on his knees, like, "I'm so sorry, take me back." And you're like, "Nah, no thanks."
I deleted him from pretty much everything.
You did?
He could be, and I just don't know it.
You blocked him on Facebook.
I did.
Nice. That feels good. That click feels good.
It was really nice. Like, that took a little bit of sort of egging on from my friends. They're like, "No, you don't need it." Like, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Because I'm also that person who's like, oh, did I make a mistake? Like, should I have not done that? And they're like, no, fuck him. Like, delete him. Get out of here.
I know literally nothing about the situation, but I'm with them. Fuck him. I'm not into this guy. I got a bad feeling about this guy, and you deserve better.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, you trust your old pal Gethard. You deserve an understanding. It's a weird thing. Here's a weird thing, though, because you're in your mid-20s. You're probably dating guys in your mid-20s. And I know when I was in my mid-20s, I was largely just a piece of shit all the time. But you've kind of had to mature way more than most people your age. Like, there's like a gravity that you're familiar with that most people in their mid-20s haven't met yet. Haven't had to deal with yet. And I bet an immature guy just really, there's got to be a very, very quick shelf life to that where you're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to, like, once you eventually sort of get to know him a little bit more and like everything's fine with him. Like, all his parents are still there. He's doing fine. He has nothing going on. And I was just like, oh, so we're not on the same level at all, and you're not prepared to jump to that level. So
have you thought about dating?
I guess that's it.
We've got 15 minutes left, by the way, and I want to thank you for telling me all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
No, it's totally.
Oh, what?
Have you thought about dating like older men who have already really been through some shit? Have you thought about like, I need a guy who's like pushing 50 who's really taking some knocks. I need a guy who gets it. I need a guy who's battle tested.
I have not thought of 50s. I've considered late 20s, early 30s. Do you think that's too young?
I don't know. I don't know you. I'm the last person that should be giving you dating life, but I say 50. I say you should try to date this guy, Misha. Who's this maniac? This maniac, Misha. You should try to date this guy with nothing but I wish I had the time and money to rent screens in Times Square to get people to draw on each other. Does he wear a purple?
He's an actor, so.
Does he wear like a purple top hat everywhere and break out into song and dance numbers?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh my God! Does he have a team of little people who accomplish his whims and desires?
Well, can I tell you that the people that are hardcore, because he's an actor, and the hardcore Misha fans call themselves minions. Minions?
Oh, wait, we just looked him up. Oh, he's on Supernatural. It's like a well-known dude.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude, I've seen this guy.
Yep, that's him.
Wow, okay, that's a cool thing to do. So what else? You said before
Can I tell you?
Oh, yeah, tell me whatever you want.
Oh, it was just a story that sort of goes back. It involves Misha and it involves my mom. And it's kind of nice. Hopefully I won't get another crown for it, but
okay.
Basically, because he's on Supernatural, he does conventions for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this book that he really likes. It's called We Are Not Ourselves. And he really loved it. And he did like a book club recommendation thing with the author. And I like Misha, and I don't know. So I was like, I'll read this book that he loves so much. And the main character in the book, or one of them, has early onset Alzheimer's.
Oh, wow.
And you don't find that out until about halfway through. But it's an amazing book. Like, it's so good. And I wouldn't have found it if he hadn't told me about it. Or, well, not me personally, but like everyone. And so for the conventions, you can take pictures with them. And so I brought my copy of the book and told him, like, really quick, like, my mom has early onset and I wouldn't have found this book if it wasn't for you. So I wanted to thank you for it. And he got, like, he's normally, like, very jokey and stuff, but he got, like, very serious and was like, thank you. And we took a picture of us pretending to read the book together. And it was a really nice picture. I really like it. And later on in his panel, he asked he talked about the picture and was like, I took a picture with this woman with a book that I really liked. And he asked if I was still in the audience. Like, he's like, is she still there? And I said, yes. And he asked if I still had the book with me. And I said, yeah, again. And then he asked if I could come up on stage with him. And I brought the book up, and he's friends with the author, and the author was in the area. So he called him and had him come up on stage with me to meet me.
Wow. This guy Misha's like the best. He's the best, huh? He is.
He's a really, really rad guy.
You're a minion. You're a minion.
I'm a mini minion. I'm not as hardcore as other people, but he's a really cool, caring person.
He sounds very, very nice. So you met the author?
I did.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I guess his dad had early onset, which is why he got all the things like that so on point.
Yeah. We have about 10 minutes left. You had said you could tell us a happy story about your mom. We were joking about it before, but do you want to tell us a happy story about your mom? It seems like it might be a nice thing to have on record as part of this conversation.
Yeah. I guess, can I tell one about can I tell two? Is that okay? Do we have time?
No, yeah, of course you can. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to ask my permission.
Well, the first one, like, it's sort of because, like, it takes place when she's still in the nursing home. But she sort of, when she first got there, we had to tell her, like, you can't come home with us, because she leaned over once and asked me, when she could still talk, she was like, how did you get here? And I said that I drove, and she asked if she could get a ride home with me, and we couldn't bring her home. So my aunt was like, no, like, honey, you need to stay here. And we basically played it out as, like, the other people in the nursing home are her kids. Like, she's the teacher and she needs to stay with her kids, kind of thing.
Wow.
And so she's very, like, she's like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Okay. And so even now, like, when she can't talk, if she can sense that people are upset. I'm sorry, there's a wind gust.
Hey, you can't you apologize for you just apologized for the wind. You don't have to apologize so much.
Okay. But whenever she can tell that somebody is upset, she comes over to them and she'll hold their hand and she'll just, like, nod, and you can tell in her eyes that she like understands you still, and she knows that you're upset and she wants to make you feel better. And she does that with all the residents, and, like, if she can tell that we're upset, she does it with us. And there was one point when we went to go visit her, and we were like, oh, where is she? And one of the nurses was like, oh, she's in a meeting right now. And we're like, what are you talking about? Like, she wouldn't be in a meeting. And the nurse pointed over where there were a whole bunch of nurses at their station, and they were having a meeting, and they let my mom sit in, and, like, they had her have a form that she could, like, just like a scrap piece of paper, but, like, to write notes on, even though they were just little scribbles and stuff. And she was like, oh yeah, and she was just getting really into it, and she just felt so, like, important then. And it was like, because the nurses made her feel like she was helping, and, like, one of them, I guess.
So she still wants to help everybody around her.
Yeah, that's always her number one thing. She wants to help people.
Wow.
And I guess for a nice story before she got sick, let's see. This is kind of a funny story. It's more, I don't know. We went to Disney World when we were little, and she went on all the rides with us that we wanted to go on, even though we were, like, little assholes and terrors who wanted to do everything that she hated. And she went on all the rides and was totally fine. And then somehow she got a stain on her shirt on the way to another ride. And one of my aunts whipped out this, like, one of those little Tide to Go pens.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, here, do that. And it was like, the spot was like on her chest, like right near her bra. And so she did that. And then the pen ate through the fabric. And so she just had this massive hole in her shirt right there. But we wanted to go on a ride, and we were in line for the ride, and she stayed in line with that hole in her shirt just so we wouldn't have to go to the back. And she went on the ride with us, even though she got some looks. But she stayed, and she waited until we were all done. And then she got a really big sweatshirt, but she stayed because she knew we didn't want to leave the line, even though she was, like, embarrassed as hell. But
wow. So her clothes are disintegrating off her body, and she's still down to go on a Splash Mountain with you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And she puts everyone else first, and I think she still does in her own way, I think.
Yeah. We got about 5 minutes left. So
5 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want, if that's stressing you out, you can also hang up whenever you want. That's up to you. But you can also, you got 5 minutes.
Oh.
If there's anything else you want to say, anything else you want the world to know, anything else you feel like frustrates you or that people don't get, that you want to just like see if you can kind of get on record. You got 5 minutes to do it.
Well, I guess what you said, just if everybody could go give their mom a hug, that would be really nice. 'Cause I'm going to go give my mom a hug when I go see her after work today.
Yeah.
And when anybody else calls in, don't take phone calls on top of Windy Hill.
Yeah, okay. That's, you're taking after your mom a little bit, thinking about others. Yes, a guide for future callers is if you live in an area that is hilly and windy, hold your microphone up right into the wind. But yeah, I mean, my mom lives far away, so I can't hug her today, but I'm definitely going to give her a call.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the last call I had with her, I was a bad son. I got off the phone real quick.
Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate to hear from you again.
I hope so. We'll see.
She will. She'll give you a hug over the phone. I know it.
Yeah, that's how it goes with me and her. And I'm really
yeah.
Do you go see your mom every day?
Almost every day. Sometimes we switch off, but every Sunday we go out to eat, and we can't really do that anymore because she can't really walk, and her wheelchair is like really big because it has like a head support and stuff. So we'll like bring pizzas or something and eat them. Like her nursing home has this really nice sunroom with like puzzles and plants and stuff. And so we'll all just sit in there and hang out with her and stuff.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah, so that's where I'll be on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, thanks for telling me your story, and thanks for giving me some perspective about how to treat the people I love a little bit better, with a little bit more sense of the value they bring to my life.
Well, thank you for listening. I know you can't hang up, but I appreciate all you're doing with this podcast. It's awesome. I hope people tell you that it's awesome, because it is.
Well, listen,
and
that's really nice, and I get enough compliments. It's very nice of you to say it, but I think you're awesome, and you sound like the sense I get is that you're a great daughter, and that you've been put through some stuff that's really harder than anybody your age should have to go through. And we looked it up. I tell you what, we looked up a bunch of stuff. I didn't realize this. Alzheimer's disease, 6th leading cause of death, more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. It's the only leading cause of death that can't be prevented, slowed, or cured. We just looked that up. That's crazy. I didn't know any of that. And June.
Yeah, it's really scary.
We're talking in June. June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. That's really crazy. More than breast cancer. You have what?
Oh, I have the little, the Alzheimer's site has a little template-y thing you can put over your Facebook picture that says, like, I go purple for Alzheimer's. So that's on my profile picture right now.
Wow. And more than it kills more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined, and that's why you're like, fuck prostate cancer. Tired of prostate cancer. You've had moments of weakness. You're like, me and Misha Collins say, fuck prostate cancer. Prostate cancer ain't shit. Me and Misha Collins are on the same page about that. Now I'm going to go make a man from Finland build a big fucking fish and photograph himself launching it into the sea.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't know. I didn't know all that stuff before it started affecting me directly. And if more people can, like, if more people have access to that information, then that's great, because it's fucking scary and it's sneaky. Like, nobody knows where it is, and then it just shows up out of nowhere.
Terrifying. I want to thank you. We have to say our goodbye. I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, just say thank you for listening to me and talking with me.
No, it's been my pleasure, and you've given me and everybody listening so much to think about, and I think so many people are going to tell their loved ones that they love them today when they maybe weren't planning to do so, and I think that is something that you brought into the world. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, Chris.
You too.
Goodbye.
I want to thank that caller for calling and sharing and being so good-natured and so open about letting us know. I hope you continue to take good care of your mom. I hope you find a guy in your life who doesn't take you for granted, doesn't discount the situation. And I will say this: my mom listens to this podcast sometimes. She thinks I curse a little too much, as she thinks about most of my work. But I just want to say, Mom, if you're listening to this one, I love you so much. You're such a good mom. You gave me a good life. A lot of things you dealt with that were hard for you. You made sure I didn't have to deal with those things, and I appreciate it so much. And I don't think I take enough time to tell you that, Mom. So if you're out there listening, I hope you know that. And I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you and say that privately now, and then you'll listen on the podcast and you'll probably say, Christopher, I told you not to talk about me when you do these things. Like, these things you do, I don't need to be involved. I don't need to be involved in these things. And now you're probably mad at me. It went from me telling you how much I love you to me getting you mad at me by making jokes, because that's how repressed Irish Catholics show each other love. Anyway, I want to thank the caller. I want to thank the listeners. I want to thank John Delore. I want to thank Greta Cohn for making this show what it is. I want to thank Shellshag for their intro music. Guys, Shellshag is the best. They're so good. Download all their stuff. Pay money for it. Support Shellshag. Incredible artists and friends of mine. And guys, in tribute to this caller, and specifically this caller's mom, we actually we bumped this one up. We're going to put it at the top of the list so it still comes out in June, which, as we mentioned in the call, is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Really just want to encourage people, if this hit you in the gut, do the Google thing, find out places you can donate, find out organizations you can support, and we're very, very happy to put this out and try to help raise that awareness, because we stumbled into this situation via that caller, but maybe we can do a little good in this world if we all team up on it. My name is Chris Gethard. I'm also a touring stand-up when I'm not doing this. You can find my dates at the shows tab at chrisgeth.com. Going to Dublin and Edinburgh this summer. I'm really psyched about it, so check those things out. I'm going to Arlington, Virginia, July 1st and 2nd. Check that out. Maybe I'll see you guys there and we can say hello. If you want to know about my TV show, thechrisgethardshow.com, check it all out there. Watch all the episodes. We're really proud of them. And thank you guys so much for listening, and maybe I'll get to talk to you sometime. We'll be back next week with more Beautiful Anonymous. Here's what you might hear next time.
Soon texting every day turned into me going back out there like a month and a half later. Then soon he came here in September. And before I knew it, we were boyfriends. And then before I knew it, he decided to move out here.
Wow.
We're moving in at the end of the summer, and I already have plans to get a dog, and yeah.
Wow, a dog. That's huge.
Right?
Next time on Beautiful Anonymous.
On Rana and Beverly, we like to ask our guests the tough questions.
How old were you when your parents got divorced?
His brothers raised him.
Like 9.
Did you see them date other people? Did you walk in on them with other people?
I never
married?
walked in. Thank God.
Are they
Thank God.
remarried, each of them? No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Were your breasts and her breasts the same size?
When you saw a woman of that age without her clothes on, did you think, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be?
I was only impressed.
I didn't know there were any black people in Colorado. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a decent amount.
Can you imagine the muscle on muscle in the bedroom for the two of them? Like very acrobatic.
Okay.
Listen to Rana and Beverly today on
Earwolf.com, Howl, or your favorite podcast app.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.